Welcome to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's, the podcast where I ask the question, whatever happened to the pizza at McDonald's? I'm your host, Brian Thompson. Last week, I indulged myself with a short vacation. I am always loath to do so, as the job of an investigative journalist is never finished. But even while engaging in what many would consider to be leisure activities, there is opportunity to both investigate and journal. For instance, I made a trip to the Santa Monica Pier to browse for a new DVD of the film Forrest Gump at the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company gift shop. While there, I investigated the cost of riding the Ferris wheel at the Pier's amusement park. Said cost is $10, which I am now journaling here on this program. Thus, even though my ride on the wheel was an enjoyable vacation activity, I can still write off the price of the ticket as a business expense. The ride itself proved quite fruitful indeed, as I shared a gondola with a very loquacious stranger. As we took in the sights of the beautiful California coastline, first from a low elevation, then gradually from higher and higher elevations, then from a series of increasingly lower elevations, this gentleman, whose name I did not ask since I did not have a pencil to write it down, regaled me with a delightful story about how he used to ride the Ferris wheel with his now deceased wife. His face mask became soaked with tears as he recounted how riding the wheel today makes him feel as if she perhaps never passed on. In fact, he said, the illusion only dissipated when the wheel reached the precise point near the top of our ascension where his wife fell out. Eventually, I realized this gentleman was never going to ask me about my Forrest Gump DVD. So I instead volunteered a conversation topic of my own. I asked him if he remembered when McDonald's served pizza. To my shock and delight, he said yes, he did remember when McDonald's served pizza. In fact, he recalled there was a television commercial advertising the product via a jingle set to a particular Italian song. As something of a McDonald's pizza expert, I know that pizza is, in fact, an Italian delicacy. So the basic facts of this man's account checked out. However, he could not remember the lyrics to the jingle, only the tune, which, according to him, went like this. When our ride came to an end, I thanked this man for his candor, and even accompanied him to a dark spot on the boardwalk where he laid a bouquet of flowers. He asked me to hold his hands while he said a prayer, but I opted to touch elbows instead. We are still in a pandemic. Armed with this new information, the McDonald's pizza jingle, I set about to uncover the name of the tune in question. If I could learn its title, perhaps I could then uncover more information about the jingle itself. Thankfully, there is an electronic application that allows a person to sing a tune and be told its name. This application is called Shazam, not to be confused with Kazam, which is a movie where the comedian Sinbad played a genie. I have downloaded the application to my telephone, which is really tantamount to a pocket computer, and will do my best to recreate the tune in question. Tap to Shazam. No result. Well, once again, technology has failed.
Hello, Amoeba.
Hello, my name is Brian Thompson. This might sound like a strange request, but there's an instrumental song that I'm looking for that is really quite popular, but I do not know the name of it, and I was wondering if maybe somebody there could help me find a record with the song on it.
Sure, we can try. I mean, I guess we're going to have to try to figure out what the song was first, though, right?
Yes. Well, I can sort of sing it for you right now. A little bit of the tune. It goes like. Da 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 da. Do you know that song?
And how would you classify like what kind of music it sounds like to you?
I do not know because I am not much of a musical expert?
Well, for example, like most pop music or rock music it usually has singing, for example, and like rock is usually like in a 4/4, so it's like dum 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 dum. Whereas then when you get into like jazz or classical, that tends to be more no singing, and like classical would be the kind of music that's like more orchestrated. So like different instruments like the strings and the horns would fulfill different timbres, and whereas jazz is a little bit more like acoustic in the sense that it would be like a saxophone and a piano.
I see.
Electronica, of course, tends to have no singing, but electronica is easy to identify because it's just electronically created sounds.
I see. Well, perhaps this would be classified as world music. I don't know if that's exactly what
I just don't even know where to begin. There's like 8 million instrumental recordings.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I was just hoping maybe you would recognize the tune. I think it might be Italian.
I kind of recognize that a little bit. Have you ever heard of, it's called like Ferniculi?
Ferniculi? Is that like
Do you know where
tomato?
Pompeii is?
Pompeii, the famous volcano city.
Yeah. So back in, I don't know, like a million years ago, they built one of those trams to take tourists up to see it, and it was like a song that was created to help advertise that tram ride. And in Italian, the name for the tram is a Ferniculi or something like that, Fernicula. So that song was like, it's called that because it was the advertisement for that tram ride. It's like,
that sounds very similar.
Yeah, that's a famous, like, it then got appropriated as kind of like circus music, you know?
Very interesting. Do you know why that particular tune was chosen to advertise a tram ride to, I assume, view corpses?
The guy, and that's what he came up with.
Oh, okay. Just as a standard, just a catchy jingle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they they used it as the advertisement and then like ended up playing. You know how when you go to like a Ferris wheel or to other amusement park rides, there's usually little songs that go along with them. That's like a pretty big, there's a lot of songs that people are like, I don't know why I know that song. And it's like the ice cream truck guy or the,
yes.
There's the Ferris wheel song. Some of those I like kind of recognize. Just that one I recognize because it's like the famous carnival music.
Right. And very interesting.
If that's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, look it up on the internet.
I downloaded a program called Shazam that advertises its ability to recognize any tune, and I tried.
Well, if you have an iPhone, you don't have to download it. Apple owns that. Shazam is owned by Apple.
Oh, that's very interesting. Well, I tried singing the tune into Shazam, and it did not recognize it. But you've provided me with quite a few leads. Perhaps this is this. Was this some sort of a corpse viewing tour that this jingle was supposed to advertise, this tram up to Pompeii? I know that Pompeii was full of dead bodies.
No. It was like, it was just like, you know how in like Europe they have those things where like people ride up to the top of the mountain and look around and then they ride back down.
Oh, okay.
It's like something that like a ski area would have, except for instead of taking skiers up there, it's just taking like day trippers.
This is all very interesting. Well, the reason I ask is because I'm trying to locate a jingle that the McDonald's Corporation used many years ago in an advertising campaign for their pizza product. Do you remember when McDonald's served pizza?
No.
Well, in this ad...
They have tons of money, though. I mean, they usually pay for something that's pretty well known.
I see.
They don't usually go after, like, cheap stuff. They usually pay for something that's pretty... that they can afford the copyright to.
That's a good point. Apparently, they set this tune to different lyrics involving McDonald's pizza. I don't believe they had anything to do with people dying at Pompeii, but hey, it could be.
Well, no, the tram ride had nothing to do with people dying at Pompeii. That just happens to be a similar location to a historic event.
Oh, I see.
The tram was just going up the hill because it's steep, that's all.
I see. Well, do you know if you happen to have a recording of this tune?
Are you don't want to listen to it on the internet and see if that's what it is first?
You know what? I should probably do that first. And then if
you're having trouble spelling it, because honestly I don't know how to spell it, just look up what's the European word or the Italian word for like a tram or one of those sort of I don't know what you'd call it here, like it's something at a ski area, that takes people up on a cable.
Okay, well, I'll try typing all that into Google. Thank you very much for your help.
Yeah. Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yep.
Italian word for tram ride up steep hill, not necessarily having to do with Pompeii or viewing corpses within said ancient city. Song tune. Though quite catchy, this is not the correct tune. My investigation continues. And now, a word from our sponsor. If you live with impaired vision, chances are this has happened to you. Your elderly optometrist passes away from natural causes after serving generations of your family. You attend his estate sale and find piles and piles of glasses frames. You ask why there are so many glasses frames here, and the estate sale manager informs you that no one has purchased glasses from your family optometrist for years, as he was forced to sell them at a much higher price than online mail-order glasses companies whose products are manufactured by children. You purchase a bundle of glasses frames for pennies on the dollar, but when you arrive home, you realize there is a problem. With your optometrist now deceased, there is no one to make lenses for all these frames. This is where Warby Parker comes in. With Warby Parker, you can throw those discount estate sale glasses in the trash and order a new pair of prescription spectacles for a price your old optometrist could never hope to match. As soon as you click Complete Order, a team of children will get to work just for you. Warby Parker. R.I.P. your optometrist. Thank you for consuming Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. For more information, please visit our attractive website at pizzaatmcdonalds.com. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. For exclusive rewards, join our Patreon at patreon.com/pizzaatmcd's. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at pizzaatmcd's. Browse our priceless merchandise at TeePublic. And purchase my best-selling book, How to Be an Investigative Journalist, at howtobeaninvestigativejournalist.com or wherever books are sold. Do you know what happened to pizza at McDonald's? Do you remember it? Please send all correspondence to pizzaatmcdonalds@gmail.com. Thank you to my invaluable Patreon producers. Until next time, I'm Brian Thompson, Investigative Journalist.